Thoughts about the EV9 collide the most. First, EV sedan from Kia, the second from Hyundai Motor Group. One disclaimer here, and I want to tell you, tiger face, tiger mask, I will show you the headroom. So this versus almost near impossible to slide. The amount of sunlight we get inside is no digital center mirror, unfortunately. The rear view, yeah, it's too tight. All these are physical as well. Welcome to CarSceneKorea. I introduce newly released Genesis Hyundai and Kia cars. And as you saw from the thumbnail, I'm here to meet Kia's first EV sedan that we have not met yet. This is, I give it to you ladies and gentlemen, Kia EV4. The GT line, as you can see, so it has that looks, the aesthetics, the body kits, interior, exterior, and the color too, you name it. I love this matte color. I will include and give you the precise name on the screen right now, but it does look similar to the color that we have met with the EV6 GT line. Well, let's get started with the front look, the front design of EV4 GT line. First and foremost, this DRL, daytime running light, that is straight from the digital star map signature lighting, which is the penetrating design language and theme of latest Kia brand new cars. So you can see the tips right here. Connect all these. So these are the constellations, if not the star map. And there are the numerous LED cubes right here. These, which we have met and seen on Kia EV9 as well as EV3. A lot of people say this design reminds the EV9. However, I want to say EV3 more than EV9. I mean, essentially, all these cars being Kia family, they are very alike and similar to one another, but these cubing lights, as well as the front portion and design, especially this part, reminds me of the EV3, which I will show you momentarily. We have all the EV family here, EV6 GT line on the outside, EV9, as well as EV3. So we can meet all the latest Kia EV family and see for yourself if this Kia's first EV sedan is the one for you. So the DRL, speaking of which, I actually personally would have preferred and loved if Kia threw in another digital star map signature lighting here, which was found on EV9. Well, I know it is the EV4, not the highest number EV from Kia, so there is so much that Kia could throw in terms of the design, the performance, you name it. However, it would have been really nice if it was offered on GT lines exclusively. There is another good reason why for people to choose the GT line over the regular model. Speaking of which, the front bumper definitely has the tiger face to it. That is the tiger nose that we have been seeing. You see, it actually strikes up and gets narrowed down towards the middle of the Kia emblem, which welcomes us with the camera on the front, as well as the LiDAR sensors underneath. So, and there is also the active air flap. Speaking of which, this design is also different from the regular model, which I will show you momentarily. This portion of the GT line is at an angle, it's diagonal, whereas it just drops down straight for the original models. Other than that, there is not much of a difference. However, this miscellaneous things, this tiny details are what sets the car apart from the regular versus the GT line. Come around, let's check out the profile, the side view of the EV4 GT line. First and foremost is the charging port I want to show you. It is the same charging port that we saw from the EV3. Just pull this down for the fast charging. However, just leave it closed for slow charging. And all the status, you can see it, refer to the sticker here, the status of your car as well as the battery. Would have been really nice if it was fully automated. Once again, this car being EV4, it's not 6, it's not 9. The car being, I think this is a fair game. The front wheel drive from the EGMP. That's the reason why we see the charging port on the front as well as on the right side. And this is the GT line exclusive wheel, 19-inch wheels. It's from Hanguk Ion Evo AS, meaning this tire is EV exclusive tire. We can see that EV logo right there too. Due to the nature being, EVs are heavier, so therefore there is a good reason why for the EVs to have an exclusive tire of their own, because they are very different compared to the ICE, internal combustion engine cars. And just looking at the wheels alone, I can tell that these cars are Kia cars indeed. Just cover up the emblem here, I could still be able to tell that this is a Kia design after all, because this is where I think I see the most abundant, penetrating design language and theme of Kia brand, that is opposites united. Let me explain it to you. Simply put, where two opposing items meet together or collide, something new is created. So the wheels, of course, it's all made in perfect circle, but there are triangular design within the wheel. We've seen it plenty of times from the EV9, EV6, EV5, you name it, but brand new design for the EV4 as well. And of the triangle designs that Kia has tried, hands down, this is my favorite, because we do see the triangle right in the middle, right? However, it does still give that spoke design as well as this tip. And these designs put together will look amazing when this wheel is actually rotating, running around. I can't wait to see and find out for myself what the profile look is like when this wheel is on the move. And just a little miscellaneous thing once again, because my channel is all about the detail. If you find a Kia wheel cap, well, just so you know, this is a plastic cover. It has the good old 5-bolt patterns inside with 114 PCD, which is the Hyundai Kia standard, where the valve, the stem is. So it's at about what, 11 o'clock, right? Come to the other wheels, it is also the same case. Right here, 11 o'clock, the valve cap is right here. So it's just a miscellaneous thing, but it's something that I really like pointing out. And this cladding, piano black, I know not everybody is a big fan of it. Some people prefer the good old plastic, which you can find on the regular models of the other EV4s that I will show you momentarily. However, GT line gets this high gloss piano black finish. And the cladding hugs the entire car around, included with this bottom portion of the side skirt as well. However, there's another design accent in the middle, kind of differentiating, showing where the upper and lower part of the vehicle is. And the reason why it's located at the bottom, the lower this design sits, we will infer this part to be the lower portion of the car, whereas the upper part is the rest of the car's design, meaning it kind of fools our eye as to believing that this car has very low center of gravity, something that a lot of sports cars and coupes pursue. Therefore, that is the overall vibe we get from this EV4. Once again, first EV sedan from Kia, the second from Hyundai Motor Group, next to Ioniq 6. The rear design of EV4, and I think this is where the most discrepancies and ideas, thoughts about the EV9 collide the most, because it certainly is unique, something that we have not seen before. This is a brand new design from Kia, of course. Just in case you think this is a hatchback-like design, you're not wrong. There is a hatchback version of the EV4, which Korea does not get, but some of the markets will get that hatchback design. If you get it where you are, I mean, lucky you, because I think it is going to look even better with the hatchback design with the EV4. So that is the reason why we see some of this proportion as well as this double scoop. And when I first saw that, when the car was under camo, I was like, I don't believe what I am seeing, a double scoop on a sedan, on an EV sedan. And I was really hoping and thinking that it wasn't just for the looks, and it turns out that it is not. It is actually also very functional, practical design, because Kia carved out the interior to get that extra headroom, which is very difficult to get from sedans, especially on the second rows. I'll show you all about it when I get inside. It will make a difference of somebody being able to sit on the second row seat versus not. So rest of the rear design, you have already seen it. It has a very fast dropping rear glass, as you can see, but the rear glass actually gets finished right here. The rest, this part, is actually a trunk. However, covered up in a piano black plastic again. This is not something that we are seeing for the first time. We've seen it from Hyundai Elantra, and also we saw it from Kia K5 as well. It's a bit of gimmick, I would say, kind of fooling our eye into believing that the trunk actually extends all the way to here, giving that elongated look of the fast dropping roof after all. It drops down very quickly, however, towards the end, as you can see, it is relatively flat and works as a spoiler. This much of an angle is plenty in order for this to work and function as a spoiler. So spoiler, indeed, directly, literally speaking, it spoils the air, therefore lowering the drag, which gets translated into CD, coefficient of drag. And just like Ioniq 6 was able to reach the crazy number of coefficient of drag thanks to that streamliner design, Kia K4 also has a very round, well-shaped design to best perform in terms of the CD. And CD is something that all manufacturers work really hard on, because not only does it get translated into the higher driving range, battery efficiency, but NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness also gets translated into the ride and comfort, the noise, the environment that you feel, the atmosphere inside the cabin, you name it. All of this, they work all together, composing this beautiful ride and comfort that EV9 will provide, which I will of course check out and feel all to myself as soon as possible. That being said, this car being a sedan, it's gonna be so much fun driving this car in spirited runs and tailgates if I get the chance. And it's something that I will definitely be doing when I get my hands on it. So before I deviate too much, I definitely want to tell you more about the rest of the exterior in terms of the rear. That diagonal shape, it's continued over to the rear as well. We cannot forget about the GT-line badge as well as the rear diffuser. Functional and practical, the rear diffusers have to extend out a little more further out. Well, I should say a whole lot more. And also the bottom needs to be completely covered up, which it actually is. Entire bottom middle panel is of course made of batteries and connected from the batteries all the way up to the rear diffuser. The rest of the bumper, it is actually all covered up, which also contributes to lower CD. The reverse light, something that we've been seeing here and there with the latest Kia cars, and flat emblem in the middle. And now that I have spent hours with this car, I also notice how concave the trunk is. And this reminds me of the tip, the rear design of EV6 as well. EV6 also has the carved trunk, which looks amazing with the EV4. Piano black, and the trunk buttons are right here with the license plates being LED. And check this out. Fully automated up and down. This is where EV4 truly reveals itself to us, as you can see. Very tiny trunk, and it definitely looks like the trunk lid of a sedan, something that we are used to seeing from Kia K5, K3, and so forth. And the inside, there is no hidden compartment storage, however, though, so you can fit your fire extinguisher and the rest of it. You can fold the second row seat by yanking these two from the trunk, just like so. And when you do, this here right here, so nothing automated, it's all manual, and it is not fully flat. There is the difference in between the levels, straightforward when we see it from this angle. However, once again, don't forget that this is a sedan after all, so folding the entire second row seat, you will be able to carry a snowboard ski no problem. FYI, there is no ski through in the second row middle seats, just so you know. One thing I want to point out here though is that there is also a sound absorber on the top of the trunk portion as well. I only see the LED trunk light, which I really like because it's in the middle and it is actually shooting from the top bottom, not from the sides. Nice touch, again, fully automated. And just so you know, this is not cut open, it is covered up, but this actually is also a spoiler, and I will show you the headroom as well. Just like so, you can actually see where the carves are made, so the scoops are not just for the looks, it is actually very practical and functional. So let me quickly show you and recap the interior of the GT line. You will see the differences immediately yourself, but there is a very thorough walk around video of all the EV4 that we have on display here today, so please refer to that video, the ASMR and walk around video that Tima has worked really hard on. Say hello. So right there, you guys probably noticed I am actually working with Tima lately, delivering you the best footage possible. Ironically, I actually want to show you the regular model interior because I love that color, that atmosphere, environment, sensation I got from that car. So let's go check that out. Once again, please refer to the walk around video for more details about the GT line. So let's go inside this EV4. This is the regular model, if you will, and just check out the interior look, the color combination that Kia has done with the EV4. They just nailed it. I absolutely love this interior color, this two-tone, the key fob that we know of. We get all this from all the latest Kia cars. I can see from this key fob that the car comes with the RSPA, remote smart parking assist as well, and you can remote start the vehicle, pull the car in and out using the key fob. So let's hop inside this EV4 and show you the interior. Harman Kardon premium sound system. There are 2 memory seats, heated steering wheel, as well as the ventilated seats, and self-explanatory buttons. And these materials and fabric that we see, something that Kia has been doing long time ago since the era of EV6. And some people seem to be confused into believing Kia is actually saving costs, cutting costs on this interior materials. However, that is completely wrong because this reusable items are actually much more expensive. All right, let's get inside and just look at this crazy leg room I get. I mean, I'm not gonna be driving like this, to be honest. I just wanted to show you that this is doable. Dual acoustic laminated glass on the first row, which is not applied on the second row seat, unfortunately. That is the side mirrors as well as the rear view mirror. And the kicker here is that EV4, unfortunately, is not supported with the DCM digital center mirror. All that visibility out the rear view, you cannot get a digital aid, unfortunately. Would have been nice, but I do have a 10-year-old two-seater coupe, Nissan 370Z to be precise, and I actually have been driving such car for about nearly 2 decades now. That you actually do get used to, so don't worry about it all that too much. However, the trade we are making here is more room inside the cabin versus a bit of less rear view and views obstructed out the window. And so you be the judge, which one would you go with? I would always go with the cabin room size and bigger, spacious interior space. The steering wheel we are used to seeing on all latest Kia cars. Left are associated with the HDA ADAS related. On the right is the phone, and I do have the pedal shifters here too, where you can control the different levels of the regions. And right there is the eye sensors, which is a must in order to meet the enhanced safety around the world. The dual 12.3-inch monitors, right and left, CCNC, connected car navigation cockpit, and the 5-inch monitor in the middle, HVAC dedicated, something that we have seen from EV9 already. So that is another benefit of having a halo or flagship car, which EV9 over there is, because the text that we have seen from such car does get watered down eventually. So the CCNC, exactly the same we've seen from EV9, as well as this column type shifter too. So just rotate it to whichever direction you want to go, like that for drive, like that for reverse, push it in hard for parking. Over there is EV stop and go button. Over here in the center is a lot of physical buttons that I absolutely love. Of course, the emergency hazard light button is physical, and the fan control as well as the temperature, all these are physical as well. And this air vent, AC vent, very direct and self-explanatory. As you can see, all the buttons up here does provide the haptic feedback. Once again, something that we have seen from EV9 already. All of this detail you can find out on the ASMR walk around video. Right here in the middle is the volume button, which again I love because it's a physical button. Just press it hard in order to turn on, turn off the media. Roll it up and down for the volume. In the middle, pretty much identical interior from what we have seen from EV5. That is the charging ports right here, and 100 watt in the middle. Right there is the 12-volt power outlet. Good old drop-down glove box. And the center console, you can fit your smartphone right in the middle. I like this design because there's no way two smartphones are gonna fit, so just better have it in the center. And that is the light indicator showing that the phone is currently being charged. It does not show the status charging, just so you know. Brilliant cup holder that I always compliment every time I see one, because you can do this. Use this when you need a cup holder, but fold it and use it as your storage. Place your purse, put your laptop, whatever you name it, you have this entire space to yourself. And this here, something a lot of people scolded about, because what's the real use of this? I mean, look at this, it's so cool. You get stretched extended table, just like so. If you really don't like this, you can actually get a regular trim where you will have regular center arm console that we are used to seeing. But I mean, you see, it's pretty decent. And I would say that the EV4 is somewhat upgraded from the EV3s because, check this out. Voila. Look at this. So there is also extended table for the second row seat. Now, it does have good rubber finish, so whatever the item you place here, it's not going to fly around, and you can transform it 100 degrees just like so for extended table length. And buttons that we have seen plenty of times. You can control the incline, decline, tilt, slide on this button, and with a push of a button, you can put the seat into a relaxation mode, just like this. Love the finish on the seat as well, and absolutely love this headrest, something that my wife Dima loved a lot about. It is very cushiony, cozy, you will love it. And let me go into a relaxation mode as well. And this is where wide panoramic sunroof comes into play. Don't forget the fact that this is a sedan. However, this amount of comfort and space, the roominess that I get inside the vehicle, it is just absurd. Something that I have never ever felt from a sedan just yet. Pull this out. You can also extend it just like so, and same lighting. Just so you know, if you just close it, the light actually turns off physically. All right, so no digital center mirror, unfortunately. The rear view, yeah, it's too tight. To be honest, it's really tight, but it's not like I am blinded on the rear view, so it's actually quite okay on my end. I already know a lot of people are not going to like this the most. However, you will get used to this. I mean, you have my word from about 20 years of driving a two-seater coupe. And my car also has a spoiler. 1/3 of the view is obstructed, so you can live with that, trust me. So let's go on the second row seat and check it out. Before I hop in, this quarter glass, it's quite massive given that it is an EV sedan. I know that we will not be looking out this window when we sit on the second row seat due to the nature being, but trust me, this does make a big difference because the amount of sunlight we get inside is completely different when you have this versus not. So let's go inside. And there we go. So already, like I have told you, this table extends all the way out to the second row seat as well. So I can actually make a good use of this table. The items are not going to fly around. Look at this. It's actually almost near impossible to slide, even with my hand. Speaking of which, this seat handle, something that we saw from the EV6 for the first time, applied on this car as well. You can use this as your coat hanger, you can hang your purse, whatever you can think of, so long as you can fit it there, and make a good use of this when you are letting yourself in and out of the vehicle. The good old document box that we know of, used to. Love the two-tone color. I really love the back seat design of these seats as well. It just looks great. Something that we've seen from EV6 for the first time, like I have told you. And fold the table. Amount of space we get from the second row seat is also amazing. C-type charging ports on both of the seats, right and left, but these do not support up to 100 watts, unlike the one we saw from the first row seat. In the middle, you can easily store your water bottle or smartphone should you need. And another really important thing when it comes to the overall sensation inside the cabin is you being able to tuck your feet underneath the seat or not. And yes, you can certainly do that, not buy all that much amount. You could stick it in, you could fit it there. Certainly it's much better than nothing. This makes a day and night difference when it comes to the overall sensation and the level of fatigue you get when you are inside this car driving long distances and many hours. The finish here on the door is the same thing, and only heated seats for the second row seat, and fully automated window for the second row seats as well, just like so. And I can easily grab onto any part of this armrest here, so it's really accessible, easy to reach. 2 different materials, Harman Kardon premium sound system. It is the onboard camera, which will also now record the audio as well. In the middle, pull this down, I see 2 cup holders, no ski through. There are 2 isofixes on the second row seat thanks to the EGMP electric global modular platform, and of course the car being an EV, there is no crazy hump in the middle, nothing actually. There is no center tunnel running across, so it's fully and completely flat. So that being said, let me actually make an exit out that way, show you how practical it is. Before I go, want to show you this headroom again. Thanks to the double scoop design that we saw from the outside, I actually do get more headroom this way. Just look at this. So this versus, oh, look at that. When I go in the middle, my headroom actually, oh, wow. So I can barely fit in the middle seat, but not so much when I sit on sides, just like so. There's so much headroom thanks to that double scoop design. That double scoop is actually inspired from racing. It's obvious because people needed more headroom when they had the helmets on, and I think that is a brilliant way of Kia utilizing that tech, design, and heritage that was already there and implemented on the second row seat, yielding extra headroom, which actually made a huge difference, just like I showed you right now. So check out the headlights on EV3 versus the EV9 GT line. Going back to what I said at the start of the video, if there was more design next to the DRL like the EV9 GTs, it would have been amazing with the EV4, but well, who knows? It's not ready yet, but time will tell. All right, so looking at that design, the digital star map signature lighting inspired from the digital tiger face, and I throw in all that digital because it's an EV. That is the tiger nose, the tiger teeth, tiger face, tiger mask, all evolutionized and evolved into showing this one whole family look of Kia brand. So let's go meet the last EV4 of the day, the most distinctive design when it comes to the wheels. Look at that. Once again, opposites united with the circular wheels and rectangle designs in the middle, 4 spokes. Same thing, you see the Kia emblem, it's at 12 o'clock with the valve stem. You'll see the rest is the same for the rest of the wheels. The front of the design, like I told you, it has the vertical line, unlike the diagonal design that we saw from the GT line. And this front splitter has kind of a 2-tone finish because this has the plain plastic, rest is body color matched, which was a bit different from the GT line like I showed you. It was all gloss finish when it came to the GT line. Again, for detailed up-close look of this car, please refer to the ASMR video. That is an amazing color, by the way. However, I love this GT line the most. This is the best color, don't you think? And if this video is not enough for you, I also have shot a detailed review of the car in Korean with my wife Dima. If you are looking for Dima's perspective on this car, please feel free to refer to that video. All my videos are translated in English, Korean. The channel also supports a multiple language, which YouTube allows, and I think my channel's content supports about 5 to 6 different languages. So hopefully I'll be able to show you and be able to speak the rest of the language as soon as possible. So let's pop the front of this EV4. Let's check this one out. One disclaimer here, and I want to tell you that all these cars that we met, all the EV4s here today are actually pre-production model. So the look, the design, color, interior, fabric, material that we saw, it is going to be the same. However, the final assembly and the finish around the car, the miscellaneous thing, such as this, right? Cars without the cover in the middle, these are going to be very different. However, it's actually a good thing. We get to see the bone naked skeleton of the car and all the PE, power electric units of this vehicle, as you can see. So up there is the sound absorbers, and I will include the rest of the B-rolls from the other cars, show you what it looks like when it's completely assembled. There is no gas lift, it is the skewer type. Once again, not the highest number EV, it's EV4 after all. Alright, so that's it for today's video, going over and meeting this Kia EV4, the first EV sedan from Kia family. Drop in the comments below what you think about this car. Is this something that you think it will live up to its title, the first EV sedan from Kia, or should it just have been an SUV, just like the EV9 GT-line was, or the EV3 or EV6 was. Being the first EV sedan from Kia and second sedan from Hyundai Motor Group family, I really think that Hyundai Motor Group, as well as Kia of course, should really push towards the EV sedans, because none of the EV SUVs are going to perform and give the fun driving experience like a sedan does. Not really want to say it, but it's really simple physics. An SUV can never beat a form of sedan when it comes to the actual performance of the tracks, performance on the spirited, fun, winding toge runs, which I will do on my long-term distance drives. Alright, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe CarSceneKorea if you did. I've been shooting non-stop for 3 hours, losing my voice. I will tell you, cover more about it if there's anything that I missed out on today's video. So drop in the comment below anything you guys are curious about, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. I gotta go home now. Wow. Again, amazing, beautiful color this EV4 GT-line is. This Yacht blue matte. I will give you the precise name on the screen right now. It's been amazing ever since I saw it from the EV6. All right, that really is it. Bye-bye.